everyone. Welcome to Talk with the Missus. We are live, we are direct, and today is going to be an explosive one. We have a very important topic, which is marrying a man from abroad and bringing him over. Is it worth it? We want to encourage you to, at this time, share the broadcast, get your friends in, get family in, and just let us know that you are live. Woman God, you want to welcome the people?
Yes, welcome everyone. Thank you for tuning in with us. Thank you for spending this very special moment with us. And as always, we like to know where you're tuning in from, where you are, your name, the location. And if today is your first time on the Talk with the Missus show, we would like to give you a special shout out to say thank you and welcome to the show. As you know, the show is a product of just talking, a husband and wife talking, and we now, made it to become husband and wife and everyone talking so that we can join in the conversation. As you know, always the topics are such a blessing, so inspiring, so life transforming and changing. So we don't want you to experience these conversations alone. So like the Mr. said, please do share the broadcast. You never just know whose question is going to be answered, whose issues are going to be solved, who is going to be, released from an issue that they have or a problem that they have through the broadcast. So share, and let us know where you are tuning in from.
Yeah, and today we have a special guest who is with us. We've got Pastor Daly. He's on the road, but he's going to join us. He's the man on the road. Pastor Daly, we welcome you. I know you're driving, but also it's good to have you.
Talk to you, yes. Good to have you.
Right.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Good evening.
How's everything?
We are good. And we are glad that you are with us. Now, for those of you who don't know Pastor Daly, is a senior pastor of a church in Winners Church in Winners Kingdom Church in London. He is a solicitor, a barrister, an immigration one, and a very good one at that. And for the topic we'll be discussing today, I know he has a lot of experience because on one hand, he's a pastor, on another hand, as a solicitor who has dealt with a lot of families with immigration issues, and especially people that are brought from abroad here. So he would have a lot to say. So I know we usually want to welcome people for you to tell us your names, where you are joining in from. But whilst we have Pastor Daly here, should we just jump in?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. So Pastor Daly, we are going to want to glean from you today. The topic is marrying a man from abroad and bringing him over. So when we say abroad now, many times say third world nations and bringing them to the West. Is it worth it? We've dealt with marrying a woman from abroad in the past weeks. So today we are looking at marrying a man and bringing him over. Is it worth it? From your wealth of experience, we'd like to hear.
Good evening, Pastor. You are doing great once again. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy your digital cake that I sent to you.
I did. It was interesting.
Yes, it's an interesting topic, and he has made many lives better. People bringing a man from abroad. I've seen many successful relationships. I call them importing men from abroad because we've seen situations where people have brought men from abroad and he has worked for them. Some of them are gifted, some of them are talented, some of them are knowledgeable, some of them are useful, and they have skills that literally transform the life of their wife.
Yeah.
because they have the skills, transferable skills that they brought in, and also some of them are very hardworking and very innovative with their knowledge and with their skills, with their experience, and they make lives better. And then their children also, when they give birth to them, some of these men have the financial capacity, also spiritual capacity to transform the
Yeah.
lives of their wife and their children, and that gives them an edge over men that are already in the UK, already resident there, and that they have become redundant in terms of their hunger and their desire for life. Uh, some of them have become so lazy and become used to the system. And these new men coming, are full of hunger, desire, passion. They want to succeed at the highest level, and
Yeah.
they give it all their all. They are committed. Some of them don't want to live on handouts. They don't want to live in council houses. They have the vision to come and buy their own properties. And some of them, before you know it, they've added value, and then they are, from the low class to they become middle class.
Yeah.
That is the good news. The bad news is in my 22 years as a lawyer, I have seen a lot of imported disasters. You see,
All right.
bringing
Imported disasters. Wow.
I like that. I like that term. It's an imported disaster.
import, they, they literally came and messed up the life of the women, took advantage of them, use them as a bridge to cross over to the United Kingdom and elope with another woman,
Wow.
abandoning them after, you know, taking all their money and their resources. I had some pathetic cases that whilst they were abroad, the woman was the one paying their rent, was the one feeding them, paying them monthly salary, uh, you know, even taking care of their children from a previous relationship. I
Oh,
think
wow.
sometimes I say it with care, also I say it with carelessness. There are some women we need to examine their head on why they, they get into some relationship. Seriously,
Yeah.
I think it has a psychiatric undertone because you have to be able to assess that I mean, why am I getting into a relationship like this? Because
Yeah.
all the signs are there that it won't end well. A few does, but most don't.
Yeah.
So I have seen people who came into the country and they incited the woman to violence, and they used domestic violence to get settlement in the UK, and they
Wow.
abandoned the woman
Wow.
for another woman,
Wow.
and then they left them with depression, they left them with mental health issues, they left them with suicidal tendencies, and I've seen them come. Today they are married to the woman who brought them. Tomorrow, after getting settlement, they are married to. They went to bring in their woman
Oh my God.
that they left back home.
Wow.
Some also deceive them, saying that they are single, whereas they have 4 children or they have 2 wives.
Already. Wow.
Or married before children.
Yeah.
Uh,
Terrible.
your Honor, I rest my case for now.
Oh my God. I mean that's really imported disaster. It's it's terrible. I mean, like you said, there is a good side to it and there's a bad side. And it's making me think, how do you know what side of the coin you are going to fall into? Because it is true that you said, like you said, if we use the UK as an example, and of course you are very experienced, both from your legal profession and then obviously from church, that, from being a senior pastor, there are men who have been brought over who are really, go-getters, and they transform the entire family.
Yeah.
The woman's life is made better for it because they are not,
they're not laid back.
Yeah, they're not laid back. They're not trying to play the system to be on benefit. Whereas some of the men who grew up here have already settled. When we say settled, we don't mean settled as in they are established. They are settled as in they just laid back, or the system, unemployment benefit will come across, and this is that. But so if a woman gets a man who comes in and is a plus and transform and becomes really a man, appreciating the fact that, okay, I've married this woman, I need to be able to provide for my family, whether it be the children I'm going to have with her or the children I'm coming with, if it's a man who already has some children and the woman is aware, or the children the woman have had before we married. Some will transform that. But when it then comes to the disastrous one, is where do you start? How do you place it?
Yeah.
And how can you tell what side of the coin you may be falling into in that regards?
I feel it's very difficult because you won't really know what side of the coin that you're going to fall into. Because I know, Pastor Dele, you said that there's some telltale signs, there's some red flags and so forth. Unless you've seen a pattern, have you ever discovered or seen that this one looks like it's going to end the same way or similar ways that others have ended, which is not a good way? Have you kind of seen a pattern of the, in your field, of the kind of things that the men are doing or saying, or the movements they're making, that would now say, okay, it looks like this one is questionable?
Of course. Okay. First of all, wives try to bring them in, and then you have the woman having a conversation with them in your presence.
Yeah,
you can tell from that conversation, after hearing him about 2 or 3 times, that this woman is has already entered what Nigerians call one chance.
Yeah.
Someone who hasn't entered the UK and is already commanding the woman in the African way, with the African mentality, someone that is being fed, being clothed, being accommodated, being sponsored, paid the salary, and is not doing anything, and is already commanding. That when he gets here, maybe the woman will stand up to him, and he will not be able to accept that. So it's going to be a firecracker. The kind of bisco, that we light up at Christmas in Nigeria, where I came from originally. They call it bisco relationship. So, they will start having issues, and then eventually they will go their separate ways. And the man that is used to commanding women, commanding the woman before leaving their home country, when he gets here and the woman won't accept the bullying, then it become a domestic violence issue. They may have a history of assault, and eventually police called, and if you call police for an African man, you know he will soon be gone because his pride will have been dented.
Dented.
We have seen that, and it could be a situation where you have an older woman marrying a far younger man. I've seen that recently.
Oh, wow.
You know, when the guy comes in and sees that he's really married to an old woman, and see all the Spice Girls wearing mini on our street, he will soon be gone.
Exactly.
So we call that the "to God be the glory" relationship.
You know, you are hitting some very striking points, which I'm hoping that our viewers are actually picking up. That some of the telltale signs is somebody that you are providing for, you are sponsoring, and is commanding you. Do you understand? You are financing them, but they are commanding you when you are talking to them on the phone. It's like, and you are there making excuses for, oh, he's just being a man. He's just being a man. You should know that by the time he gets here, and he can lay hold on any little thing, even if he doesn't have it, he's going to bully you, because I think there are some men who cannot handle a woman being in a better financial position than them.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, they don't know how to behave under that kind of condition. So for them, it is the reaction is basically their first default thing is, I need to put my feet down. I need to prove that I'm a man.
To do that is to bully her down.
Exactly. And to do that is to bully her down.
Yeah.
And I think if a woman, you're marrying a man you're going to bring from abroad, and when you speak to him on the phone, he's not humble. He's bullying, he's commanding you. You are, there is already a telltale sign. And I think that in itself, is something that the individual,
you shouldn't ignore it.
Yeah, you should not ignore it. Then also, like you said, you are an older woman and a younger man who is way younger than you, is all lovey. You have to ask yourself, is it you that he really loves?
Yeah.
Or is the idea of coming to the UK or going to America or going to Canada, it is that idea that he loves?
That he loves, yeah.
And by the time he gets there, and then he will start looking at, like you said, the Spice Girls on the street with their mini and all of that, and you are not in that age bracket, is he really going to stay with you? So who's fooling who? So it's because somebody could be listening now who is actually, in the process of importing disaster.
Yeah. Yeah. Return to sender. It's a very big challenge.
Yeah.
It's a very big challenge, because as I'm sitting here and I'm listening to the two of you talk, I'm thinking, okay, it's clear, obviously, or maybe it's more clear when it's somebody that has an attitude that is obviously pulling you down, bullying you. It's a clearer kind of person to avoid. Yeah, and even for other people to say, look, this person, look at this about them, look at that about them, reconsider, is clearer. But what if the person is giving you all this sweet talking, all this, they're saying everything that makes sense. You already had children before. Oh, don't worry. I know how to look after. I want to be the father of your children. I'll be able to, to help you to raise them. We'll raise them together. They're saying all the sweets like honey. Honey is on their lips. Yeah. Everything that you know that you need in a relationship, they're saying it. It's like they're hitting it on every level and every side.
Yeah.
But really, they're saying that just like Pastor Dele said, to using you as a bridge. They're using you to cross over to the intended place that they want to get to. And as soon as they've got there, they then leave. How can somebody now deal with that? Because, like you said, some people become suicidal. Women, we're thinkers. We talk and think, and is it me? What did I do? Should I have done this differently? Why did I didn't do this? How come I didn't see this? So you now, going through that processing, and it's now like an emotional burden on you because you didn't even see the signs. There were no signs to see. So how does somebody really deal with it on that side of things? Because that is also a potential issue.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, is there a thing where they should have more of a safety net of the people that are around them? Counselors, people that are around them, pastors, men, women of God, and so forth, people that prayer partners, at least, so that God can reveal to them, the true intentions of somebody, just so that they're not left in such a, desolate situation or desolate place where they're having to rebuild their lives all over again after they thought they've already rebuilt their life.
I think,
let's hear you, sir.
Sorry, Pastor. I think some of, I think, one thing I forgot to say is that when this man gets here, then you will really see the saint in them or the devil in them.
Yeah.
Talking to people on the phone and this video link, it's no real discussion.
Yeah.
I can be talking to you on the phone and have someone sleeping on the bed that I will use for dinner after talking to you.
And you have no knowledge,
And you have no knowledge.
Yeah.
The person could have some dangerous behavior, like being an alcoholic, and you will not know.
Yeah.
He loves smoking weed. You didn't know.
Yeah.
He's very violent. You didn't know. He likes a woman to kneel down and give him food.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's true.
He doesn't like doing any chore because the highest, hardest work he does is to eat.
Oh my God.
What did I say now? I was just saying myself,
the hardest job that he does is to eat.
So how would you know? So when he gets there, because you see, when we say that brother is nice, he's a child of God, he's a born again Christian. Some of them goes to Christmas church once in a year, crossover night. And if he gets here and my husband has arrived, you want him to go to church with you and say he's not going, you start fighting. So I think there is a process, a moment, time of discovery when you start living with people. And don't forget to go and pick a man from abroad. We can make a foolish assumption here that they did not really know each other, because traveling to Africa or anywhere, whether in the West Indies, to go and for 2 weeks, and then the next thing is you go for 3 days for a wedding and you have a husband. There's going to be fire on the mountain when he comes. It's like a stranger that you met in the club or somewhere.
Exactly.
So that is exactly some of the things we have seen. I've seen a situation where a woman went to bring a man, from somewhere in the world. Don't let me be specific. And the guy got here, and he did not sleep with her for 8 months.
Wow.
Always avoiding her. But he was busy working and gathering money and saving off his income, doing double shifts, not knowing that he was homosexual.
Oh, see another level.
And then after saving about 20,000 pounds, he bought his ticket and went back to his home country. He said he wanted to set up a restaurant business and left. And the woman was suicidal. So what I'm trying to say in essence is the danger of importing a man, or bringing a man into the country is you don't really know who you are getting. And I'll call it colloquially, if it is a black market matter.
Yeah.
It is when the day breaks that you will know.
You will know,
yes.
Who you've got.
Yes. Yes.
You know, I mean, we've got some comments because we've got people who are watching from different parts of the world. I want to just pull up some of the comments. You know, we've got do you want to read Caroline Frank's comment?
Yeah, Caroline, God bless you. She says not worth it. So that's answering the question, is it worth it to bring him from abroad? Said not worth it, and I am speaking from experience. Now that is very, very deep. If it's not too painful for you, Caroline, it will be really nice to understand, not in so many details, but you know, just a general thing of what happened there, so that we can really understand why it wasn't worth it.
Let's read some
but we have one where it is worth it. Let's get to
Sorry, we're skipping a lot of comments, but send your comments in. We want to be able to read as many.
Yes. So Itama says, he says, in my point of view, it's mainly about the character. Also, it's about loving the Lord. Renata used to say, if that's his wife, you got to know for sure if the spouse loves the Lord. So if the spouse loves the Lord, then it'll be worth it. He says it took 3 long years to be finally together after all the immigration process. But we kept faithful to each other, and Pastor Moses and Pastor Chioma knows the rest of our story. Now, this is a wonderful couple based in South Carolina, US, and they've gone through the same thing where he was brought, or she was brought. I don't know the details.
I think he was in Brazil, and she was in the US. But when you think about it, for example, like Pastor Daly gave an instance just now. You travel to some country, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you come back, and then by the time you're going back, you get married. In his own case, he's saying that they were together for 3 years. So I don't know how much time they spend with each other, because I think that apart from praying for God to reveal things to you, time is also a revelation. Time is a revelation. So you may not have the gift of discernment of spirit. You may not have the gift of hearing from God to show you who this person is. But we all have time. And if you are not in a hurry and you give time to certain things, they will unpack themselves.
It's true.
I don't know what you guys think, Pastor Dele and yourself. What you, because that's what I think. I think over time you get to know things.
Chairman, you first.
Okay.
I want you to Coco break the table.
Let me break it down. So no, I definitely agree. Time definitely is a very, very good help and is a very good tool. And I think is the way you use your time, not just having the time and letting it go past. You're still talking lovey-dovey. Oh, I miss you. Oh, how I want you. Oh, this. No, you're talking things that would, you could potentially be, not to say like area scatter kind of things, but you're bringing contentious topics.
Yeah.
Not that you're behaving contentious, but you're bringing contentious topics, so that you would
at stirring the water, provoking.
Yes. So you know the mindset of this person. You know the things that they can do and the things that they cannot do. Time in itself, especially when apart, would help you, so that you'll be able to really deal with that. But when somebody, the problem is when somebody is even still giving that time, but they're using that time in just too much lovey-dovey and emotional things, you're not allowing yourself to see anything properly.
Yeah.
It's like you have your blinkers on, rose-tinted glasses. Everything is just wonderful. So you have to allow yourself to step back a little bit emotionally, so that you can see the person for who they really are. And people cannot hide from themselves. There will be a moment where they can slip up, even if it's somebody that's an amazing actor. There will be a moment where they will just be themselves. So allow for such moments and be yourself. Allow them to be themselves, so that you'll be able to really see the true person. So yeah, time definitely is a very, very important tool to use.
And I think, if I just, before Pastor Dele comes in, one of the things you said is probably one of the most difficult things for women, because you said you have to step back emotionally. Women sometimes
they're all in.
They're all everything
in.
about them is emotional.
Yeah.
And when you are approaching things just from an emotional place, sometimes you may even think of probing questions, probing actions, but you won't do it because you use your emotions to cover it. But you play a role later. Pastor Dele, please, over to you.
I mean, when you and Chioma were talking of time,
yeah,
you know what just dropped in my spirit?
Yeah.
That time is prophecy.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because it will come to pass. So there are ladies out there that people have seen the pattern, the way it is going, that it will end in disaster. And they told them, and they won't listen.
Yeah.
Seriously, as an immigration lawyer, I mean, just holding the paper and looking at it, this is disaster in the making. And now, if you see the woman, the way they will be praising the man, my husband, I'll just be looking. I mean,
what are you supposed to do?
What else can you do?
They didn't come to you for divorce. They came to you to get paper.
And believe me, within 6 months of even 5 months of the man coming in, the relationship is over. I just want to say to ladies out there to not be too emotional. When it comes to relationship, because being emotional is being reactive. But when you are calm, then you will be able to respond well to the situation. So you are not reacting but responding. But what I have seen is, and I can't blame the woman, especially if you live in the UK or you are in Canada, and the winter is coming.
It's true. It's true.
Very.
And you are alone.
So, and this is the 5th winter alone.
Alone.
Lord have mercy. Lord
have mercy, indeed.
So whatever you say, the unlikely are going to listen. And also, there are some men also that are very, very wasteful. So let me pick Nigeria, my home country, as a case study. So today, if you send 1,000 pounds to people, someone in Nigeria,
Yeah.
that would be like ₦1 million.
Yeah.
Now, but when the person gets here,
Mm.
and then you have to pay the bill, you have to pay the council tax, the electricity, the gas, the water rate, you have to buy food, you have to pay the rent or the mortgage,
Mm.
and you have nothing left for this wide spender.
Yeah.
There is going to be war.
War, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So because you spoiled him to bring him in,
Yeah.
now you want to regulate his financial
Mm. He
life.
can't understand. He can't understand why that money can no longer be available.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
So there are also financial issues, and also, and I say this with care, with love, but we are on a program that people need to know the truth.
Yeah.
If you have special need, you didn't create yourself that way.
Yeah.
But then I think someone who lives in the UK
Mm.
will be able to recognize the needs of a woman who has special needs
Yeah.
than going to Africa
To go and,
or
yeah.
the
It's
West
true.
Indies to bring
Bring
a man
someone. Yeah.
to come and live with you.
Yeah.
Now, what may happen is they may find the commitment
Mm.
of looking after the woman
Yeah.
in her vulnerable state,
Right. Yeah.
and then they'll be looking for a way out or
That's
be
true.
cheating on her,
That's true.
and before you know it, they are gone.
Yeah.
And I've also witnessed a lot of cases where the wife has some children that are maybe or a child that has special needs,
Special need. Yeah.
and they come in, and those women didn't create that child like that.
No.
The
No.
child did not create himself or herself like that.
Yeah.
So, but when they come in, they find it too much to handle.
Handle. Yeah.
And rather than say it, they will pick up a fight
Yeah.
and create a scenario,
Yeah.
and they use that to disappear.
Mm.
I have seen that a lot. So what I want to say is that before, whether you are hale and healthy or whether you have some vulnerable disposition,
Mm.
I will say marry locally.
Yeah.
Try to marry locally
Mm.
before you try to import a man.
Yes. No. It's true. I mean, when we were,
It's just the importing.
you know what, with what you're saying.
No,
when
it's true.
when we were dealing with this topic
On
on the reverse,
Yeah.
marrying a woman from abroad and bringing them over. One of the things that I said to the people online was, I said, if you cannot hear God,
Yeah.
and it's not because we cannot deceive ourselves. Not everybody hears God.
Yeah.
Many people, even though you're in church, even some tongue-speaking people, the person they married is not that God spoke to them. It's a decision and a choice they made.
Yeah.
And people have done that and had wonderful marriages.
That's right.
So if we pretend that it's only somebody who heard from God, this is the person you should marry, that end up with successful marriage, no, that's not true. So, but if you cannot hear God, I was saying to them that you are the one who is going to look for the woman to marry. I say look locally.
Yeah.
At least the person you have been, before both of you start talking, the people you have been seeing, you know how they behave, how they react. That time, two of you were not thinking. You've seen them from a distance, or they are just in a group of friends. At least you can tell when they are angry, what is the worst action that they can take.
Yeah. What's the cutoff? What's the limit?
You know, the whole drive of people wanting to leave the familiar to go outside. It even happens in churches.
Yeah.
You see a young man growing up in a church. There are young ladies there. Also, they know each other. They flow well. When I want to marry, he's going outside. You see the lady, the young man in the church, talk to her.
He will go to Asaba.
Exactly. You see the lady, young men in the church speak to her.
Yeah.
She will not accept. It's like everybody wants. If they feel marriage, a husband, it's a trophy that you go and bring from outside to show everybody, see what I've got. But it's not.
Exactly. But the worst thing is that they say, oh, I don't want everyone knowing my business. I just want
what do you want to do that they should not know business?
Nobody should know what I'm doing and all of that. But myself and my husband, we met in the church.
Yes.
He was the senior pastor of the church.
And you are a member in the church.
I'm a member in the church.
And he wasn't closing his eyes while praying.
His eyes are wide open.
You know, so like you said, look locally.
Yeah.
Look locally.
Yeah.
If you try to get somebody locally, when you can't get somebody, because the person who is already local knows the culture, knows the culture, and you can see how they behave within the system.
Exactly.
Somebody from outside, we don't know how they are going to react in the system.
And they come in with an intention. They already, there's like a script that they have to play. I'm coming as the girlfriend. I'm coming as the boyfriend. So they have to play that kind of role without, messing up too much.
Yeah.
But if somebody is on their natural state where there's nothing that they're trying to protect, there's no image that they're trying to uphold,
you know them.
Then you know them.
You know the real person.
Yeah.
So I think that is interesting that you've mentioned that as well. Yeah. Now that we're doing the reversal, because you were not with us for that they should try to look locally. When that doesn't work,
we say that, but it's a bit different for a woman, because it's not the woman that's going to go to a man and say, look, I want to marry you. It's a totally different thing.
But the man that she's getting from abroad, how did she get the man?
I don't know, but she got him.
On Facebook.
Okay, on Facebook.
But the thing is, even like going back to even our relationship, when they're saying, oh, I don't want everyone knowing my business, there's a way that you can be in a relationship that everyone doesn't know your business. I think most times now, everything is so much on the social media hype that you have to have the perfect picture, the perfect dinner dates look, and all the rest of it to show everybody else that you're not even stopping to live the moment. Yeah. So because of that, people are getting lost in what looks good and not actually knowing what is good.
What is good, yeah.
So there's so much into the whole image of things. So because we were in a relationship for quite a long time with nobody knowing. So it's it was very much on a need to know basis.
Yeah, it was family were aware. Yeah, but it was kept within that as we walked through things, and then came to the point where everybody else needed to know. Then everybody was told.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Why would you run away from? Marriage.
Yeah.
I always think about it this way. You're going to marry somebody. Two of you are going to come into the house. You're going to lie down on the same bed. You're going to be sleeping. If the person is a total stranger, you are sleeping, you are snoring. Why that person wakes up and has a psychotic mind, carry a knife and stab you? So at least sometimes the people you have known, like you talked about the person who is homosexual. Yeah. The person married them from abroad, brought them 8 months. They didn't sleep with the woman, but they are working. She's wondering what's going on. Gather 20,000, and all that time she's paying the rent. She's paying for everything. He's just working, gathering money, eating food, and boom, it's gone.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one. Let's read some comments. We've got loads of comments, you know. Yeah, Farida said that's true.
Yeah.
He said they pretend to be saint. After they get citizenship, they do exactly as our pastor said it. I have more than 7 men I know who have done the same thing.
Wow.
Can imagine.
Wow.
One person. She knows 7 men
that have done it. And
Yeah.
you know, this thing,
That's the sign of perfection.
not that type of, we don't want that type. But there's a thing for me to say here that it's not just, let's say, blacks or Africans or Caribbeans or what have you. It does actually go beyond.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Because we had a neighbor once where the woman was, the elderly as well, in their 60s or something.
Yes.
The woman was a bit big, not
They're
big, she
white.
was big, she's white.
Yeah.
Though she was big, and the husband was very slim. Then I think his name was not on the property title deed. So I was thinking, oh, why is his name not on the property title deed? Because they were doing something and they needed us to sign as neighbors. So when I was like, okay, fine, his name is not on the property deed, no problem. Then one day she just phones me crying. No, she didn't even phone me. She comes to the door crying. I said, what's wrong with you? He said, the man has left. I said, what do you mean he's left? He said he's left. He said he doesn't want me anymore. He's left. So when I now, you know, when somebody is crying, you don't even know really the beginning or end or middle of this story. So you're just listening. So the crux of it all is the man was with her for some years. She has some children. He has some children. He's been with her for all these years, waiting for his paper to come through her.
Yeah.
The minute his paper came through her, old or white, with minute his paper came through her, he left.
Yeah.
He didn't just leave. He came, he drove the car that they were sharing together. He drove the car, left her with the house, came with a woman inside the car, a slim, younger version woman inside the car, packed all his load and left.
And moved to that
woman's house, who's not a new woman. She would have been part
so
of
that
it
woman
all along.
would have been in the picture all along without this one knowing.
Yes, and just like you said, you know, it's a very sad case because this woman, she gave him everything.
She became suicidal.
She poured out everything. She became suicidal. One day we came home, we saw ambulance, everything all over the place. I'm calling her. I'm on trying to understand what's happening. One of her friends now came to speak with me because I was helping her. I was cooking for her. I was shopping for her, all kind of stuff. So that person now came and said, oh, this person attempted suicide, that she's now on suicide watch. So she's now in the hospital. I'm telling her, look, it's not worth it. You cannot be like this. You cannot do like this. Before you know it, she's relocated back to her home country.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't sold the property and
she couldn't deal with it. She relocated back.
So all these things is not just specific to one kind of, you know, set of people, race or anything of people. It can and it's not age specific as well.
No, it's not age specific.
Because this lady is well into her 50s or 60s. I know the man was in his 60s. But where somebody like that, how can they start all over again? Where did they start from? So it's a thing of like you said, really discerning, looking, time, whatever it is that will now help you to now know who this person really is. Once he gets his paper, what's he gonna do?
Yeah.
What about if it's a way of saying, okay, no, you know, like in this day and age of pranks, of saying, Pastor Dele, you're here now. You now do one, because you know how paper usually look. You can manufacture paper ahead of time and say he's got his paper. Let's see what he will do. A pretend paper. We'll now see what he will do, because it's important for people to kind of understand the personality and the character of the person that they're marrying. What do they really want from this person? But I also know of cases where a young couple married in their early, late teens, so 18, 19, and 20 years later they're still together, and people thought that it was just a paper thing. The guy was out for her just for her paper, but they're still together with children and so it's really an individual mindset, an individual heart. I got someone here, it's Abasiama. Atman, it said Yahoo husband.
Yahoo.
So it's a thing where some people are just saying and doing everything because there's an end game, there's an end goal that they're trying to get to. But how do we not get to know those end goals?
Well, Pastor Alex from Florida said understanding family background is key as well.
Yeah.
You know, understanding the person what's their family background. Because sometimes I think people, many a time, you know, let's say, for example, a lot of people like to, if you come from a responsible family, there's something in you, yes, that will not allow you do certain things, even if it's just to protect the family name. And the people around you will not sign up to that kind of thing. So I think it's a good point that if there's a way to get to understand your family background, then, you know, it's important. Jacob was saying, he said, I know we are currently talking about bringing men to overseas, but men are also victims as well after bringing a woman to overseas and they end up leaving. Yeah, I mean, we talked about the women one, so maybe you need to watch. We did two parts on that one. Yeah, 2 parts. Our last broadcast and the one before that. So it'd be good to watch it. And
we agree with you.
We agree with you 100%. Oh my God, our time is running out. We've got so much to read. Blank said, someone brought a man over. He ended up telling her she was old and fat and did not wear short enough skirt.
So what did not, and he left?
Well, I think he probably left after saying all that.
Oh no, you're short and fat.
Yeah,
but did you not see her? Did you not know if she was short and fat?
I don't know.
Not on video. I just have a final word.
Yes.
Before we finish, you see, it's okay to say the men came and they left.
Yeah.
But what of the woman's character? Because you've been in the previous relationship, the man left.
Yeah.
Then you need to examine yourself. Is there something in you that you need to change?
Yeah.
If you bring an African man and you want to be the Napoleon that is always right because you are in a country where your women have rights, the man will soon go. So I think with all humility, wisdom is profitable.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think also, you know, there's a way you will help somebody. Yeah. And put, even just naturally, even if it's friends, there's a way you help somebody and put it on their face that they can't wait to be out of your space. They can't wait to be out of your space, because it's almost like everything you do is reminding them that, you know, you helped them. I brought you here. If not for me, you will not be here. After all I've done for you, I can't believe that you'll be talking to me like this. How dare you question what I say when I picked you up from the gutter? Can you imagine telling a man that? Yeah, some women will do that. Picking you up from the gutter and bringing you over. You were nobody. Don't you know where I picked you up from? I was feeding you. I was sending. So there is a way you will you put that. Obviously, he wants to be a man. So he is going to excuse himself from that environment to now find another environment where, you know, the person didn't have to feed him or pick him from a gutter and all of that, and he will not be hearing that. No, it's true. It's true. So when you help people, you can still treat them with respect. That help does not become like a poison to them, that they can still breathe.
Then they're saying, oh, I wish I didn't see this.
Exactly.
I wish I didn't meet
that they can still breathe. And then, you know, there will be a good relation. And if you go back to what where we started, when Pastor Daly was talking about, you know, there's some of these men that comes in. I mean, I know a man that he literally escaped. When I say escape, I mean literally escaped to come to the UK. I won't mention the country that he came from, but his crew, you know, after he escaped, his crew, he was telling me a story, they were all arrested and sent to prison for drug dealings. He got to the UK, escaped, and, you know, he decided to change his life. But he had nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. He met this lady who was settled, and, you know, she was settled. She was working. She was a citizen. This guy didn't even have a passport to his name. Wow. They decided to get married. She didn't look down on him. She helped him until he stood. Yeah. By the time I knew them, he was the one financing the whole home. When I say financing, I don't mean just financing by working and getting money. He had his own business. The woman didn't need to work and all of that. And if he doesn't tell you, you will not know the story that actually the woman was the one that picked him up and helped him stand. Now, if she was always putting it on his face, the man cannot thrive in that environment. He may leave. So I think, you know, understanding that when we help people, even if you consider it help, I helped you to marry you, but you're actually helping yourself because you are lonely. And like Pastor Daly said, winter is coming. Exactly. And you need warmth. The Bible says that, you know, one person alone cannot keep themselves warm. You need the second person to get warmth. So, you know, it's that character is very important. Otherwise, the person is not going to stay. Yeah.
So potentially somebody can turn from
a good person.
They wanted to stay with you. But your character will so stink that they're looking to leave.
It's true. No, it can happen. A man may have come with a genuine heart to stay with you, but you have made it difficult for him to be able to stay because you cannot get over the fact that you helped to bring him into this country. Haven't you noticed that when you have a family, if the man is out of work, he has not worked for 6 months, it can be a problem. Whereas you can have a family where the woman has not worked for how many years?
10 years.
10 years, and you not hear the man going to say, my husband is not working. No. So I think it is sometimes when God favors you as a woman, that you are the one that has the strongest, and you have to pick the man and help him to stand. Pray for the wisdom of how to also handle and manage that. Wow. Thank you so much, Pastor Daly.
All right, thank you.
We appreciate your joining us at short notice as well. You know, people, we have to really appreciate it. But just literally a few hours ago, I popped him a message to say, you know, he reacted to the broadcast message I sent, and I popped him you join, because I know Pastor Daly. We've been trying to get him on actually, on the discussion, but been quite busy. So it's good that we're able to get you on today. Thank you for your wonderful contributions.
God bless you, sir.
God bless you. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, sir. Bye now.
Yeah.
Great. What a conversation.
Yeah.
Well, women of God, you want to just wrap up, tell them about Prayer Fest coming and all the wrapping up.
Okay, all the wrapping up. So let me start with final words then. So final words really is for any woman that is out there that is thinking of bringing a man or has brought a man. Firstly, deal with him well, you know, because even if he did have that intention, you can win him through your good character. If he didn't have that intention, also be prayerful, you know, seek advice, people around you. that are around you that could be able to be a prayer support or, you know, give you advice as well. It's very, very important, because your joy, your everything, your emotions sometimes are too invested, and you're not able to see what other people can see. They say love is blind, but the neighbors are not. So people are seeing around what is happening. So it's important for you to include people in, so that they're not there to harm you. Because not another thing, women like, oh no, I don't want to tell anyone, because then they'll tell me I shouldn't, and I don't want to hear what they want to say. But there's safety at the you know, when there's a multitude of counsel, there is safety. So it's important to be able to ensure that you are getting other people involved at those early stages. But the Lord will lead you, the Lord will direct you, the Lord will sustain any relationship that is meant to be yours and ultimately lead to marriage. And it will be a blessed and fruitful one.
And they are successful ones.
They are.
I mean, we had Itama and Renata, you know, so they are successful ones. And if that's the path God is leading you, you know, then the prayer is, you know, the Lord should help you to meet you go in with a genuine heart. Pray that God gives you someone who also have a genuine heart, and you should develop the wisdom on how to live with the person till they stand.
Exactly. All right. And even Itama said that get pastors involved. He said that he had a pastor involved from the early stages to just make sure things are going the way they should be. So get the spiritual advice that you also need to be able to lead you in this life journey. It's a life journey. It's a lifetime journey. You don't want to just do it casually. You know. All right. So prayer fest.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing the t-shirt. I've got the t-shirt for it. Yes.
So prayer fest is coming up 2023. We are just a few days away. It's going to be such a blessing. We've got a wonderful lineup of great men of God, women of God, as well as music ministers. God is going to come down so powerfully. This year's is called Holy Ghost Encounter. I want to encounter the Holy Ghost. You know, it's actually starting around the time of when Jesus ascended to heaven, you know, the 40 days after Easter. So I know that there's going to be a release. What God is going to do is going to be so profound, and you need to be part of it. It can't be something that you heard of and let happen, and you didn't, you know, partake of this feast. It's going to be a feast of miracles, a feast of power, praise, you know, prophecy. God is going to do so many amazing things. And I know that your testimony is part of what God is set to do. So be a part of it. If you're online only because of the distance, the location, the nation that you're in is not close by, then make sure you set your alarm, set everything that you need to set. You know, some people put an alarm at their phone inside a pot, so that, and they put the pot far away from them, so that the pot and all the shaking and all the rattling and the vibration, they can't help but they have to get up and turn it off. So whilst you're getting up, from whatever method you use, please do get up and be part of it. It's going to be beautiful, powerful. And tomorrow.
Tomorrow we've got a prayer. I mean, this week we've been praying. Set my heart on fire, oh Lord. It's been wonderful. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. on the AZPPP platform. Don't miss it. Tune in. Same YouTube channel, Pastor Moses GCF, and the FMC Online Facebook page, and the Pastor Moses GCF Facebook page. Make sure you're part of it. God will visit you. And we hear testimonies, the mighty moves of God. Yours will be the next, in Jesus' name. Amen. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channels, what are you waiting for? Do it now. I mean, it's free.
Exactly.
You know, it's just a click. A click.
It's just, you know, like this. Done.
It's done.
So you can
click it.
It's not too hard for you.
It's not. 2 YouTube channels you should subscribe to. FMC TV, that's our church, the church where we pastor, the YouTube channel name FMC TV, and then also Pastor Moses GCF. That's the one where we broadcast the Anzan Privé prophetic prayer. Subscribe now. Click the subscribe button. Please don't forget to click the notification bell so that whenever we are live, you are one of the first to know.
Yeah.
On Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, follow us on those platforms. It's all at Pastor Moses GCF.
Yeah.
And then Facebook for FMC is FMC Online. We love you guys, and it's always a joy for us to be able to come to you. We believe you'll be blessed. Oh, we are not back in 2 weeks' time, because 2 weeks' time we are in the middle of prayer fest.
That's true.
So the next time we'll be sitting on the Talk with the Missus set. It's 4 Thursdays from now.
Yeah, but so don't worry. You can go back and watch all the different things. Exactly. Part 1, part 2 of this one. This one again. You can watch it back. And by next week, Thursday, we will also play the broadcast that we had on Revelation TV. This same time, well, an hour before.
Yeah, 7 p.m. Yeah, UK time.
Yeah, this time we'll be playing the wonderful.
Yeah, that's the last one we just had. The one for this last Tuesday. Yeah, so it'll be good. We had an interview on Revelation TV. I think it's on the subject. Is it increasing?
Yeah,
supernatural increase. You need to watch it. So we'll be playing that. It's a 1 hour broadcast. So next week, Thursday by 7 p.m. Don't miss it. Be part of it. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Am I forgetting anything?
No.
Don't think so.
All right, but we've had such a wonderful time, and thank you everyone for all your wonderful comments
as usual.
Yeah, you guys have been great. All the newbies as well, God bless you. For those that joined us for the first time, shout out to Faustina Brew, God bless you. Joshua Otta, God bless you. Aderinto Omon, God bless you. Ugo Newman, I think you're back. Yay! God bless you. Abasiama, God bless you. Precious, God bless you. And Mavis, God bless you also.
Amen.
Then we love you too. Itama, God bless you.
We love you. South Carolina, US, joining from there.
God bless you.
Amikano, greetings from Newcastle upon Tyne.
Beautiful. Oh, Richard Cunningham, God bless you, sir.
Bless you. It's a
God
very
bless
interesting
you.
topic.
Very, very good.
God,
to have
Gisela from Austria. God bless you. Fene from Nigeria.
Beautiful.
I mean, we just got people from everywhere.
Beautiful. So God bless you all. We are so grateful for having this time with us, and know that God is rescuing. He's on a rescue mission, because sometimes these topics, we don't just manufacture them.
No.
It's, in conversations and everything, and God puts it on our heart to discuss them. And like we always say, you don't know who is going to help.
Yeah.
You don't know who's about to start a relationship with somebody that could end up in a disaster. We heard all the different cases that Pastor Dele said, even the ones that we know of when the lady was suicidal.
Yeah.
So we want to rescue people from these potential traps. So do us a favor, share this broadcast so that you can be part of those that help to rescue people from something that could potentially destroy them in years to come.
Amen. So share it to somebody. Share it to somebody to watch even after now.
Yeah.
Give the video a thumbs up on YouTube. What that does, it makes YouTube recommend it to others. Yeah. And you can just be an extension of God's blessing, rescue mission for somebody. Love you guys, and this is where we say
bye.